Greetings again. Welcome to episode 21. Am I this far away? Has it been 21 updates now since the pandemic started that I've been doing these videos? Anyway, welcome as we prepare for another Record Store Day drop number 3 happening this weekend, October 24th. If you are coming to Electric Avenue and you are not familiar with the process, go familiarize yourself with the process. There are directions on our Facebook page for the store under the events. If you click on that, it'll tell you, but we've been doing virtual curbside events here ever since the Record Store Day got broken up into 3. So this is the 3rd one, and then we will have Black Friday come November 27th. So you might want to familiarize yourself with that list if you go to recordstoreday.com. If you do not know what to do to get a spot in our virtual line here, because what we do is we assign times. So at noon on Friday, October 23rd, the day before, you're going to send an email to this address if you don't know this already. eamrsd@gmail.com. That's Electric Avenue Music Record Store Day at gmail.com. And you're going to give us your name, your phone number, your make, model, color of your vehicle, and what's on your wish list. We will try to get back to you within a couple of hours, so mid-Friday afternoon, you should know what time you've been assigned for Saturday morning. That being said, please be patient. It takes a little while to get all that sorted out. So as you can see, I'm standing here in kind of a mess. You can always tell the store when it's a mess, there's a lot going on. And so maybe that's a good thing, I guess, as we sort of get ready for this fall. There's just been an onslaught of releases. And so what I'm going to do today is go through some of the Record Store Day stuff. And I'm going to start by going through some of the new releases. So these are things that we're just now getting that are coming out. They're either coming out tomorrow or they came out last week. They're things that you might want to add to your curbside wish list if you are in that situation. Or you can just come into the store at some point and probably pick them up as long as we have them. I'm just going to start with this little CD set, which I thought was interesting. It's John Prine. It is called Crooked Piece of Time, the Atlantic and Asylum albums, 1971 to 1980. There's like 7 albums in here on CD for under $60. It's like 55 or 60. Anyway, somewhere in that range. It's pretty reasonable for 7 CDs. But the big things that people are waiting for, the new Springsteen, Letter to You. It's an album with the E Street Band. I just have been sampling it this morning a little bit. Fantastic. If you like classic Springsteen with that sort of jangle rock sound with the great pianos, the great background vocals, the anthemic and meaningful, kind of heartfelt lyrics, this is the record you've been waiting for. As my one friend was saying last night, I have a feeling this is the best thing he's done since Born in the USA. And from what I'm hearing, probably not far off. Another big release this week is the Gorillaz Song Machine, Volume 1. This is a limited orange vinyl indie store version, so it won't be around for very long. And also the Springsteen is on gray vinyl, and that's also very limited. That actually I cannot order again, so they're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. So the Gorillaz, this features Robert Smith, Beck, St. Vincent, and Elton John, just to name a few people. Of course, the track with Peter Hook that they've had out for a while is great, Aries. So there's that, and there's also if you want the deluxe edition, this is the 2-record set, which features 6 additional songs that are not on the regular album. Plus, it's got this massive, great booklet inside with, I'm sure, tons of Gorillaz artwork. So if you're a Gorillaz fan, you need that album because I've heard most of that, and that is, for me, probably their best record since maybe Plastic Beach. If you like Plastic Beach, it's kind of got that vibe at times. It's mixed with that, and that's kind of an amalgam of all their records, really. This came out over the weekend, and I sold out, and I just got it back in. Tom Petty, 3-record set. Wildflowers, including the 10 songs that were cut off of the original version of that. You can see the massive box set version on the wall here. What is this? This is 9 records. I mean, they're really, really coming at us with the box sets this year, and I have to say they keep outdoing themselves. If you didn't see the Prince one, you better look for it. All right. New Joe Bonamassa, Royalty. This was recorded at Abbey Road, hence Royalty. So that's getting a lot of good buzz. Pallbearer, limited to 500. This is pressed on swamp green and yellow splatter. Don't wait if you like Pallbearer. A reissue from In Excess on green vinyl. Kick. A new Beastie Boys collection. Beastie Boys music. It's to coincide with the documentary and all the stuff that they've been doing for them lately. A new Ty Segall record. The Fuzz is one of his side bands. This is their 3rd record. Mary Clayton. If you remember her from backing vocals on the Stones' Gimme Shelter. Again, very limited. Adrienne Lenker. She is the lead singer of the indie band Big Thief, and this is a solo record from her. I think her first, maybe. First that I know of. Almond Betts Band. Bless Your Heart. This is their 2nd album already. They just had one out last fall, or might have even been the beginning of this year. So if you're an Almond fan, it's the kids, right? J.S. Ondara. He impressed me last year with a debut. I think he's from like Minneapolis, and this is sort of like it's kind of like new folk music, but he's great. This is called Folk and Roll Volume 1, Tales of Isolation. Jethro Tull reissue, Nothing Is Easy, live at the Isle of Wight, 1970. That's probably pretty limited. New Ben Harper, Winter is for Lovers. Another sort of rather limited pressing colored vinyl. This has to be one of the best album covers of the year. Betty Smith, Good, the Bad, and the Betty. Or, I'm not sure, it might be Bet. I don't think it's Bet like Bette Midler. Anyway, she's a blues rocker, and this has like some guest people, Luther Dickinson. Yeah, it's a good record, what I heard of it. This is a big one for some people. Matt Berninger of The National. It's his solo record. This is Sea Blue vinyl, indie exclusive, limited to 2,500. I've already sold a few of those. There aren't many left. So if you want that, you better hop on it. Probably one of my records of the year, Woodkid, S16. I mean, it's been 7 or 8 years since his last record. Saw him live at Union Transfer. He was fantastic, I thought. And he's probably most known for being a video director. He directed Lana Del Rey's Born to Die, Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. That's sort of how he got his start. But music was his first love, so he's taken a lot of that money and channeled it into music. It's very cinematic and epic. If you like kind of like Nick Drakey and Anthony and the Johnsons, it's sort of that, but really epic, generally. All right, Japan Droids live record. It's called Massey Effing Hall. I'm not going to say that on the video. This is the limited color edition. I think they said it's like a cherry bomb splash or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. One of XTC's best albums that is extremely hard to find on vinyl has been reissued on 200-gram vinyl. And I mean, it really is fantastic. If you've never heard that record and you like XTC even a little, that's a must. 1992, I think. Yeah, that was really hard to find. Kevin Morby's new album, Sundowner, from my home. Well, he's from Kansas City, Missouri, I think. I'm from the other side of the line, but not Kansas City, but the Kansas side. So anyway, his new record, if you like him, check that out. And there's a Clutch reissue, limited to 3,000 on translucent vinyl, self-titled. I don't think that's going to be around for very long. So again, hop on that. So those are some new releases. Now, Record Store Day. Speaking of Clutch, I'll get this out of the way. It's their box set, a massive thing. It has every one of their other records on colored vinyl. Let me just say right now, those things are exceedingly limited. So don't get your hopes up. If you don't get it, I send out my most heartfelt condolences for you. We tried to get as many as we could, but they only made like, I don't know, not 1,000, maybe 500. I don't know. I can't remember. Not very many. So, yeah. I know a lot of people are looking for this. This is the Grateful Dead box set. This is the follow-up to Cornell Alive in '77. This is the Buffalo show. I love the packaging on this. I think they did a really great job. So we'll have some of those. But again, Record Store Day stuff is always pretty limited. Cheap Trick Live. Live in '77. So kind of early. But if you like your power pop rock, there's Johnny Cash from 1988 was when this was signed off on. Classic Cash early mixes. These are songs mostly from like the 80s, I think, but he does do like Folsom Prison Blues and things like that. So actually early mixes. I don't know, these might be older. I haven't really read the description on that. Don't quote me on it. With this many records, who has time to research everything, to be quite honest? Booker T and the MGs. This is pretty cool. Look at that cover art. They're sort of doing the Abbey Road thing, and this is basically their album that was a tribute to Abbey Road. So, Steve Cropper's on it, mixing anyway, but Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, Here Comes the Sun, come together. If you want to hear kind of a, funk soul band doing that stuff. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny, sort of a limited reissue of this. 45 RPM, color in color embossed edition. Okay. The Natural soundtrack. This was a Randy Newman soundtrack. Back on vinyl for the first time in decades. Maybe you can find an original. I don't know. Hey, groovy baby. Austin Powers. All 3 soundtracks are coming out. The first one is probably the most iconic. The second one had some good stuff on it. I think there was a Madonna song on it. Third one had a Beyonce song, and I think that was the one where Beyonce was in the movie. Virgin Suicide soundtrack. This is more a soundtrack than the score. So it does have like a couple air tracks on it, but it also has Styx, Come Sail Away, 10cc's I'm Not in Love, stuff that was in the movie. Pink splatter vinyl. Oh gosh, this is getting long. Freddie Gibbs, Pinata, great cover art. The Who's, a quick live one. This was sort of like an EP, but still way cool. Remastered on tricolor vinyl. I think I probably mentioned this before. I've been sitting on this for 2 months now waiting to sell it to you guys. This is Lou Reed and John Cale's Songs for Drella. Finally, they're letting us sell this. It's actually a really great album. Glad to see that out there. Rory Gallagher, Cleveland Calling, live stuff. If you are a Rory fan, and many of you are. Alice Cooper Live, 1982 in Glasgow. It's kind of an interesting era for him because his records were sort of falling off at that time, but his shows were still interesting. Dexter Gordon's quartet. A couple Dexter Gordon pieces, actually. These are very limited. So, again, I ask for double or more, and they send me what they send me. So, try not to be too heartbroken if you don't get it. Charles Mingus. This actually has 6 songs, or 6 tracks never before on vinyl. Let's see, keeping with the jazz, J&K Stonebone. This has George Benson, Herbie Hancock, Bob James, Ron Carter, and a couple other guys. It says, the rarest of CTI's album, first time since its 1970 Japan-only release. So that might be of interest to somebody. Warren Zevon Greatest Hits. There's sort of a Judd Apatow put this. Is it Apatow? Apatow? Tomato? Anyway, this is sort of a greatest hits chosen by him. Sort of a lesser-known UK band from the 90s, Menswear, Nuisance. This was probably their biggest album. It's cool to see that on vinyl. So The Turning, Kate's Diary. This is kind of like a soundtracky thing. But it's interesting because it's got a track with David Bowie and Christine Young, who was, she was the one on Morrissey's tour that he said, oh, she got me sick, and then they got into an argument, but they toured together for quite a while. But anyway, it's one of the rarest, probably, David Bowie tracks out there. There's also a track with Courtney Love doing Mother acoustic, and then there's Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. His band has a song on that. So it's more of an EP than a full album. So the price won't, drive you crazy. The Church's Gold Afternoon Fix. I mean, 1,750 copies, so not very many. Cinderella, Heartbreak Station. Hey, if you're from PA, like where we are right now, Cinderella is iconic. So, you cannot begrudge them. UFO, live in Youngstown, 1978. That's kind of nice. Soul Asylum, their most recent record. This actually has an unreleased version of Rhinestone Cowboy on a 7-inch bonus. How cool is that? Miles Davis, this was extra stuff from the Bitches Brew sessions. So it's not Bitches Brew, it's extra stuff. Might be some alternate takes, but extra stuff too. Last thing I've got here, Frank Zappa. Another sort of collection, live stuff. But if you're a Zappa fan, all right. So there's a lot more that I have, but those were sort of the main things that I wanted to highlight. Things that we had a few more copies of. So make your plans, get your emailing figures ready. See you Saturday if you're going to do it. Remember Black Friday. Oh gosh, there's so much music news all the time. I mean, they just announced a new Paul McCartney album in December, which is like, there's a limited white vinyl for indie stores only that we plan on carrying. I mean, they're saying he did it mostly at home during the pandemic, and it's pretty great because it's all him. Also, the Sturgill Simpson album people have been talking about, where he's riding a lawnmower on the cover. On yellow and green vinyl, that's also an indie store only thing. He's redoing basically a lot of his old songs in a bluegrass style. So there's just so much. I can't even anyway, not in 20 minutes. So thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Good luck. All right.